There's a perfume that costs more than your monthly rent, and you still can't buy it. Not because it's sold out, not because it's discontinued, because it was never for sale to begin with. Today we're going somewhere most fragrance channels never take you. We're not ranking the most expensive perfumes. We're ranking the ones where money simply isn't enough. The ones where the real price is access, not cash. 5 fragrance houses. 5 completely different ways of saying no, you can't just walk in and buy this. Number 1 is going to genuinely surprise you, so stick with me to the end. And if this kind of deep dive into real luxury is your thing, hit subscribe now, because this is exactly what this channel is built around. Let's start in Oman, back in 1983. The Sultan of Oman had a specific problem. Every luxury perfume in the world at that point came from Paris. Nothing represented his own country, his own culture, his own idea of what true luxury should smell like. So instead of buying an existing brand, he did something almost nobody does. He commissioned an entirely new one from scratch. He brought in expert perfumers and gave them one job: create something original, something that had never existed anywhere else on earth. What came out of that process became the foundation of Amouage, today one of the most respected names in luxury fragrance. Here's the part most people don't know. While Amouage does sell retail bottles now, the original formulations made for that royal commission were never built with the public in mind. Some of their rarest early batches barely exist anymore. Collectors spend years hunting for a single bottle, and most never find one. This is where the word exclusive starts to actually mean something. Not a limited drop timed for a marketing campaign. A fragrance built for one man with zero intention of ever putting it on a shelf. Most people have never heard the name Henry Jacques, and honestly, that's exactly the point. This French house has quietly served extremely wealthy private clients for decades, with almost no mainstream marketing at all. Their real specialty is something called les sur-mesures, fully custom, made-to-measure fragrances built entirely around one single person. This isn't a quiz you fill out online. It's real consultations. Real conversations about your history, your skin chemistry, what memories you want the scent to bring back. The process can take weeks, sometimes months before a single bottle is finished. And here's proof this isn't just marketing talk. In 2022, tennis legend Rafael Nadal and his wife Maria Francisca Pirello actually went through this exact process with Henry Jacques, creating a private collection called In All Intimacy. It was such a big moment for the house that they later released a limited titanium case, the Click-Clack Rafael Nadal edition, just 120 pieces, priced at nearly $42,000 each. But here's the real lesson buried in that story. A limited edition still means 120 other people own the exact same thing you do. A true sur-mesure means exactly one person on the entire planet smells like that bottle. Once it's made, it's yours, and it exists nowhere else. That's the actual difference between limited and one of one. This next name is one of the most respected in serious collector circles, and almost completely unknown outside of it. Antonio Gardoni started his career as an architect, not a perfumer. He eventually walked away from architecture to teach himself the craft of perfume making entirely on his own. And today he runs Bogue Profumo out of Italy. He still thinks like an architect though. He's talked about building fragrances the same way he once built physical spaces, in layers, using subtraction, letting a scent unfold slowly the way you'd walk through a room and discover it piece by piece. His creations aren't made for mass appeal. One of his most famous releases, called OOOH, was a collaboration built around a single photograph and 2 words as inspiration: mimosa and opulence. It was released as a 10-bottle limited edition, priced at around $530 for a 50-milliliter bottle. 10 bottles, total. Once they're gone, that specific creation is simply gone. Gardoni doesn't advertise. He doesn't do influencer partnerships. His entire reputation has been built by serious collectors quietly telling each other about him, one person at a time. If you know the name Bogue Profumo, it usually means you've already gone pretty deep into this world. Here's a story that proves you don't need a big fashion house behind you to build something the ultra-wealthy chase after. Francesca Bianchi started her career in art book publishing, not perfumery. She taught herself the craft, and in 2016, she began hand-producing her own fragrances out of a small laboratory in Amsterdam. She calls her perfumes liquid emotions. And that's not just a slogan. Some of her formulas reportedly take up to 4 years to finish, because she refuses to rush a scent until it genuinely feels emotionally complete. There's no marketing department behind Francesca Bianchi, no investors pushing for faster releases or bigger profit margins. Just one perfumer, working alone, obsessing over a formula until it says exactly what she wants it to say. Her fragrances lean into intimacy, sensuality, and rawness, the kind of scent that feels like it's revealing something personal about the person wearing it, rather than just smelling nice in a crowded room. This is exactly the kind of house wealthy collectors quietly search for, not because it's expensive for the sake of being expensive, but because it's honest in a way most commercial perfume simply isn't allowed to be anymore. And now, the one I promised would surprise you. Meet Craig Andrade. He spent 25 years as a corporate lawyer before walking away from that entire career to become a perfumer. Today he runs the Raconteur, an Australian fragrance house built around native botanicals and genuine storytelling. His public bottles, names like Killer Vanilla and Lord Lamington, you can actually buy those. That's not the real story here, though. Behind the public catalog, Andrade creates fully bespoke, completely one-of-one fragrances for private clients. There's no catalog for this side of the business. No fixed price list, no upper limit. We're talking about commissions running $10,000 or more for a total production run of somewhere between 2 and 20 bottles, ever. Once those bottles are gone, that scent is gone forever, and it will never be recreated for anyone else. Here's the part that puts this at number 1 on this list. You cannot simply pay your way onto that client list. It's referral only. The identities of the people who commission these scents stay completely confidential. You will likely never know who owns one, what it smells like, or how you'd even begin asking for access. That's not manufactured exclusivity for a marketing campaign. If you noticed a pattern across these 5 houses, you're paying close attention. None of them are chasing mass attention. None of them rely on celebrities for visibility, even in Henry Jacques' case, where the Nadal partnership was framed as something rare and personal, not a typical ad deal. Every single one of these brands has built its entire reputation through quiet word of mouth, one person telling one other person. That's actually what real luxury looks like at this level. It stopped being about how much money you're willing to spend a long time ago. Now, it's about who lets you in, whether that's a royal commission, a confidential referral list, or a formula built specifically around one single life story. For most of us, we'll simply never get the invitation, and that's exactly why these 5 names hold so much weight to the people who do. I want to be honest with you, the same way I always try to be on this channel. None of this means the mainstream luxury brands you already know are somehow worse. Dior, Chanel, Tom Ford. These houses are genuinely excellent, made by real perfumers with real skill behind them. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be recognized for what you wear. What separates the 5 houses on this list isn't really about quality in some objective sense. It's about the kind of relationship each house was built around from the very beginning. Invisible on purpose, instead of visible on purpose. If this video gave you even one new name to go research, that's exactly why I make these. Subscribe if you want more videos like this one. Drop a comment telling me which of these 5 surprised you the most. Share this with someone who takes fragrance as seriously as you do. And hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow. And I promise you, I read every single comment.